What better way to demonstrate how the touch slider works by showing you the stick calibration menu on the Switch. First, we choose the left analog stick by clicking it down. Now we can see the stick movement. Now let's try running our finger over the touch slider. Interestingly, the left half does nothing. You would think this would be the left stick, but nope. But once we get to the right half, the directions the stick signals that are actually used are very unique. Starting with what would be strong control stick movements, gradually moving into smaller ones. The third quarter features a 100% up, 50% up, then a bunch of signals from down. And the fourth quarter features a 100% left, 50% left, then a bunch of signals from right. Curious. Let's check the right analog stick signal. Now the left half of the slider does the same dance. Let's see how it works in-game. First, you need to turn the dedicated controller option on. This is under the Customize menu. First, we need to go to the Game Operations Setting menu, then Dedicated Controller Setting, and switch that on. On the Switch, we get a message that tells us that the left and right sticks operate as the touch slider, making them difficult to use. So this setting should only be set when using the dedicated controller. The game now knows to listen to all those analog signals at the same time. Something impossible to do with the actual analog sticks. So let's see how the game itself behaves. First off, the slider sound now works like the arcades, where there is a sound of a sparkle that raises or lowers in pitch depending where on the slider you play. Secondly, here we can see that we need to swipe a certain distance across the slider depending on the length of the slide notes in the game. You need to beat the time limit given for the entire slide. You can swipe the entire distance super fast, slow, then fast again. You can do a bunch of small flicks. Nothing stops you from alternating between two hands either. You need not let go if you need to go back and forth on the slider as well. Here I test adding and using a second finger without lifting, really close to the first input as well, suggesting signals could easily be from the same analog stick. And finally, I muck around with a whole bunch of flick notes, ignoring the face buttons. I found one thing weird. When two arrow notes point inward, you can swipe either inward or out. But if the two arrows point out, you can only swipe outward. In any case, you can see that when there are two flick notes, I don't need to let go of the slider before initiating the second one. If there are two flick notes in the same direction, I found it's best to lift everything off the slider, or things tend to drop. So, that's what the dedicated arcade controller mode is for.